Welcome to the second lecture of remainders. In this lecture, we will discuss the concept of negative remainders. And this is extremely important for your CAT and OMAT exam. This concept is extremely important for your problem solving part. We will discuss lots of questions on this particular concept. Now, before we start our lecture, I invite you to join our dedicated Telegram CAT group. I will put this link in the description. You can get PDFs there, right? Okay, now let's start our concept. So whenever we divide a number, let's say I take 8 and I divide 35 from 8. Okay, so we have discussed this in the first lecture as well. So this will give me 3 remainder, right? Now think of this division process as groupings. Okay, think this in terms of groupings. What this process means is, let's say I will convert this to I will do an analogy here. Let's say I have 35 items. Okay, 35 items. Let's say item 1, item 2, and so on, item 30. Now, what my objective is, I want to make groups of 8 items each from these 35 items. So how many complete groups I will be able to form? 4 only, right? 4 complete groups. And how many items will be consumed in this process? 8 into 4, 35. But 3 items will be left over. And using these 3 items, I can't form a complete group, right? Why? Because I need 8 items. So how many extra items that I need to form a complete group? So obviously you can say that I need 5 more items, right? So 3 plus 5 would give me 8 items. So that will enable me to make a new complete group. Now this 5 is nothing but the negative remainder. Okay. So how I will denote is let's say 35 by 8. I get a positive remainder of plus 3. Now if I want negative remainder, then I will subtract my divisor from this. So 3 minus 8, this will give me minus 5. So this is my negative remainder. In other words, this says that how many extra items I need to form a complete group. Okay. And this concept, this negative remainder concept, this is generally a problem solving concept. This is not a theoretical concept, or you can say, so let's say whenever a question asks you remainder, you are never going to give your answer in the negative, right? You will always give your answer in the positive. So this particular concept is only used in the intermediate steps of problem solving. But whenever we give our answer, we always give our answer as positive remainder only. So keep this thing always in your mind, right? Never give your answer, never give your remainder answer in the negative, unless it asks, right? Generally, they will never ask, because this concept is generally used for making our calculations easier, right? Okay. Now, one more thing that you would have noticed here is, let's say what I will do is, I ignore this sign. Okay, I ignore this sign and I ignore this sign. And if I add these two magnitude wise, okay, when I ignore sign, obviously I'm using only magnitude. So 3 plus 5 is going to give me 8, and this 8 is nothing but this divisor, right? So what it means is that my divisor is nothing but positive remainder plus negative remainder when I only consider the magnitudes. If I ignore the signs and if I add them up, then I am going to get my divisor. Okay. So this thing you should always keep in your mind. Now this may help you in finding negative remainders fast. So for example, let's say I take 59 by 8. I want the negative remainder. Okay, so first I will find the positive remainder. So 8, 7, 56, 3. And if I write negative remainder, so using this formula that my divisor is the magnitude sum of positive and negative remainder. So how much value I need extra? I need 5, right? So 3 plus 5 would give me 8. So I will put a 5 here and I will put a minus sign. So minus 5 is the negative remainder. This is the negative remainder and this is a positive remainder. Okay. So this way also you can find fast. So for example, let's say I give you another question. Let's say I give you 99 by 12 and I ask you what is the negative remainder. So 12 into 8, 96. So plus 3 is the remainder. Now, if you want to find negative remainder, so 3 and 12, I need 9, right? So 9 and I will put minus 9. So minus 9. Let's take another example. Let's say 209 by 29. So 29 into 7, that would be 203, right? So this will give me a positive remainder of, this will give me positive remainder of 6. Okay. This will give me positive remainder of 6. So if I want the negative remainder, so I want to form 29, so I need 23. I will put the negative sign. So minus 23 is the negative remainder. This is the negative remainder. This is the positive remainder. So this way you can find negative and positive remainders. I hope the concept is clear to you. I have expressed this method to you so that you can calculate it fast. Okay. You don't need to make this arrow also, right? You can always calculate it in your mind. This is nothing hard. Okay, now let's see how this particular concept of negative remainders help us while finding the remainders, right? So here I have two expressions. Here I want to find the remainder when I divide 19 raised power 200 by 80, and here I want to find the remainder when I divide 17 raised power 200. So you will notice the difference here. Here what I will do is I will first divide 19 by 18 and I will put the 200 sign, right? Okay, so the remainder is 1 raised power 200 divided by 18. This is going to give me a remainder of 1. Fine. Now what about this one? So 17 by 18. Now 17 raised power 200. Now think over here. This is of no use, right? Why? Because 17 is the very large number, especially when I want to raise it to 200. This is of no use for us. So this positive remainder, this 17 positive remainder is not helping us. This is not helping us in any way. Fine. So it means that I need the negative remainder. So 17 by 18, if 17 is the positive remainder, so negative remainder would be, so I need 18, right? From 17, so I need 1 and minus 1. So minus 1 is the negative remainder. So if I replace this 17 by minus 1 by negative remainder, so this can help us, right? So minus 1 raised power 200 divided by 18. Now minus 1 raised power, even power, so obviously this is going to be plus 1 by 18 remainder. So this will give us a remainder of 1. So finally we got our answer as 1. I hope this is clear to you. So in this question also we got our answer as 1, and in this question also we got our answer as 1, right? But the difference in the approach was very clear. This was very easy for us. Why? Because we got positive remainder as 1. But here the positive remainder was so big that it was of no use for us in calculations. That's why we were forced to convert this to negative remainder, right? So this is the crux of this negative remainders concept. When remainder is closer to divisor, so here notice, if you notice here, 17 is very close to 18, right? So this positive remainder is very close to 18, and hence this is very big. So this is of no use for us. Hence I will have to convert it to negative so that the magnitude is lesser. So our whole objective is to find a remainder, whether positive or negative doesn't matter, but the magnitude should be less. Why the magnitude should be less? Because I am raising it to a larger power, right? So for example 200, this power is so huge that until and unless I am going to get plus 1 or minus 1 is my base, this is of no use for us, right? So only the smaller numbers are going to help me. So this 17 base is of no use for us. I will have to convert this to plus minus 1. And since this 17, if I convert this to the negative remainder, I get minus 1. So it helps us in lots of calculation. So I hope the concept is clear to you, that why do we need the negative remainders. Okay, so now let's move on to some practice questions. So 25 raised power 25 divided by 9, what is the remainder? Okay, so the first thing, I will divide 25 this base by 9. Okay, so this remainder gives me 7. So 7 raised power 25 by 9. Now again same thing, if you notice this divisor is very close to 9 and this is a large number, right? 7 raised power 25, this is not going to help me much. So what I will do is I will convert this to negative remainder. So this was positive remainder, and what would be my negative remainder? So 7, and I need 2 to make 9, right? So 2, and I will put minus sign. So minus 2. So minus 2 raised power 25 by 9. I hope this is clear to you. Now this can help us. So minus 2 raised power 25 and we have 9. Okay. Now we have to reach to plus minus 1 somehow. How can we reach to plus minus 1? So 2 raised power 3, that is 8, right? 2 raised power 3 is 8 and that will be, so let's say 8 by 9. If I take the remainder, this gives me minus 1, right? So can I convert this to 8? We can convert this, right? So what we will do is minus 2 raised power 3 raised power 8 times, right, into minus 2, okay, into minus 2, don't forget, by 9. So this would become minus 8 into minus 2, okay, minus 8 raised power 8 by 9. Now I can replace this 8 to 8 by minus 1, right? So minus of minus 1 raised power 8 into minus 2 by 9. So minus of minus 1, this would become plus. So plus 1 raised power 8, 1 into minus 2 by 9, remainder. So minus 2 is the remainder that I got, but we never give our answer in the negative, right? So we need the positive remainder. So 9 minus 2, that will give me plus 7. So finally our answer is 7. I hope this is clear to you. As I have discussed earlier also, that we need to convert our remainders such a way that I get plus minus 1, so that whenever I raise this to higher power as well, whatever big power it is, it can help us in the simplifying it, right? It can help us in minimizing the calculations. So that's why when I converted this 7 to minus 2 negative remainder, I further needed to convert this to somehow to plus minus 1, right? And we observe that when I raise this to third power, I get to 8, and this gives us a negative remainder of minus 1. Hence, we can simplify this further. I hope the idea is clear to you. Okay. Now let's move on to the next question. Now, if you want to try these questions, you can always pause the video, right? You can always pause the video and you can try on your own. Also, if you face any difficulty, then you can always put it in comment section. Okay. So here we have 2 parts. Now, as I have discussed in the first lecture, we can break these 2 separately, right? We can simplify this as 77 raised power 77 by 78 plus 77 by 78. Okay. Now focus on this one. Focus on this part. So 77 by 78, what would be my remainder? What would be my remainder? Again, same thing. If I leave this as it is as 77, this is of no use. Why? Because this is a very large number. And if you notice, this is closer to divisor, right? So basically, we should always use the negative remainder here. And what would be my negative remainder? This is minus 1. I need 1 more to complete my grouping. Okay. So minus 1 raised power 77 by 78. Minus 1 raised power odd power. So this will give me minus 1 by 78. Fine. Now since this is minus 1 and we don't take our remainder as negative, so finally we will say that my positive remainder is 78 minus 1, that is 77. So this part is 77. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's focus on this part. So this part would be 77 by 78. Okay. So can I rewrite this as minus 1? Right? I can take negative remainders. So 77 minus 1 by 78 remainder. So this will give me 76. So finally our answer is 76. So I hope this is clear to you. First we split it into 2 parts so that I can solve this separately and I can solve this separately. For this part there is not much of need, right? We simply write this as minus 1, and for this part also we converted to this to minus 1 raised power 77, and here I got minus 1. So this way when we solve, we finally got our answer as 76. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, now let's move on to an actual CAT question. CAT 2009. 7 raised power 74 minus 5 raised power 74 divided by 4. Again same thing, split this into 2 parts. Okay, so 74 by 4 minus 574 by 4. Okay. So 7 by 4, what would be my remainder? Plus 3, right? But the advantage over here is that we can get a negative remainder of 1, right? So let's take this minus 1. So simply replace this 7 by minus 1. So minus 1 raised power 74 by 4. Minus 1 raised power even power, so 1. So 1 by 4, remainder 1. So finally we got our remainder as 1 for this part. Now let's focus on this one. So 5 raised power 74 by 4. So this will give me, again 5 by 4 is remainder 1, right? So 1 raised power 74 by 4. This is going to give me a remainder of 1. So this gave me a remainder of 1 and this gave me a remainder of 1. So what I mean to say is, this part gave me a remainder of 1. This part also gave me a remainder of 1. So 1 minus 1 equal to 0. I hope this is clear to you, right? So this was also an easy question. Okay, now this is a good question actually. This is slightly harder one, but this is also not that hard. Okay, the question says 9 into 99 into 999 into so on till. Now this number is, there are 9999s in this, so 999s are there in this number. Okay, so when I divide this whole product by 1000, what is the remainder? Okay, so let's focus on one by one. So when I divide 9 by 1000, what is the remainder that I'm going to get? 9, right? I'm going to get a remainder of 9. Same way, when I divide 99 by 1000, I'm going to get a remainder of 99, right? Now let's focus on this one. 999. When I divide this by 1000, now here comes the interesting part. Now notice carefully. I can say that this gives me a remainder of 999, but I can also say that since this is very close to my divisor, right? So if you notice, the negative remainder would be minus 1, and this helps us a lot, right? This will help us in simplifying the calculations. So this gives me a minus 1. Now let's focus on larger numbers. Let's say I have 4 9s. Okay, 4 9s. And if I divide this by 1000, so again I'm going to get a remainder of 4 9s, but in negative remainder I can get minus 1, right? So same way for all numbers from here, this larger number also, which contains 999s, if I divide this by 1000, this also is going to give me a negative remainder of minus 1. It means that from this part, from this number till this number, I am going to get all the negative remainders of these all numbers are going to give me a negative remainder of minus 1 into minus 1 and so on. And how many minus 1? So this number contains 999. It means that there are 999 such numbers, right? So from here this will be 997. So 997 minus 1s. So we have 9 into 99, and from here onwards I'm going to get minus 1 minus 1 minus 1 and so on 997 times. So if I multiply a negative number 997 times, this is odd, so obviously I'm going to get minus 1, right? So minus 1 into 99 into 9, that would be, so you can find this as 9 into 100 minus 1, right? 900 minus 9, that would be 891. So minus 891 is the remainder. Okay, now we never give our answer in negative remainder, as I have already discussed. So we can't say that our answer is minus 891. So what we will do is, we will have to convert this to positive remainder. And in order to convert this to positive remainder, we add this divisor, right? So we do 1000 minus 891. So from here I will get 109. So finally our answer is 109. I hope this is clear to you. This was a very good question actually. Right? Now nowadays they don't ask such tough questions, but it is good to have a practice. Okay, they can still ask some very good questions. Okay, so I hope this negative remainder concept is clear to you, and that's why I have some practice questions for you. So you have to try it on your own, and you have to give me the answer in the comment section. Okay, so this will give you some practice. Okay, so there is one question only. 1999 raised to power 2000 divided by 5. What is the remainder? So this is not going to be difficult. I can give you some hint. First find the remainder of 5, remainder when this number is divided by 5. And this is very easy, right? Whenever you want to find remainder from 5, you can always take the unit place digit and divide by 5. That is the remainder. Okay, and further you can solve this. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you. Okay, and if you have any queries, or if you were not able to understand something, you can always put it in comment section. We can have a discussion there. Also, I again invite you to join our Telegram CAT group. This will be highly beneficial for you. Right? I will put this link in the description. So you can join this group, and I will put the PDF there. Once I complete this remainder chapter, then I will put the PDF. Okay. So thank you. Also, please do support our channel by subscribing to it, and please share our videos to other serious CAT aspirants. Not only for CAT, this video is helpful for all MBA exams, whether it is XAT, IIFT, SNAP, NMAT, or any exams. Okay, any MBA exams you are preparing for, then this is going to be helpful. So you can share this video among your friends and colleagues who are preparing for CAT and other MBA exams. Okay, so thank you.